Hello and welcome to day 20 of Vlogmas. I am wearing one of my 12 Christmas in July 12-day mini skein bunches that I did a couple years ago. And yes, so that's what I am wearing today. Now today I'm actually going to show you some pictures. These were taken 12 years ago before I had a YouTube channel. So they're not video, but I put them together in clips. But I want to explain ahead of time what you're going to see, because you're going to be seeing clips of a place called Old Slater Mill, which is the oldest spinning factory in the United States. It was built by a man named Samuel Slater in 1793. It is actually the beginning, the technology that was used at that mill was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution here in the United States. So we went back in 2012 is when we visited there. There's 3 buildings involved. There's you will see in the pictures, you'll see a yellow building that's wooden. That's the original mill. They spun yarn at that particular mill, and then it was sent to other mills where it was woven. Now, if you look at Old Slater Mill, if you Google it, you will see that it's in a town called Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Now, if you look at the state of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Pawtucket, Rhode Island is right at the border of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. There's a river that runs all the way to the north of Massachusetts, and that is the Blackstone River. The Blackstone River Valley was one of the largest areas for a lot of industrial, when this first technology came out of using water power. There were several spinning mills along the Blackstone River. There were your regular grist mills, there were sawmills, there was numerous mills. But at the top of Massachusetts in the north is Lowell, Massachusetts. Now, Lowell is very well known as one of the largest spinning and weaving mills in the country. And Dave and I have actually visited there before as well. In fact, when we went in there, that would have been 2005 when we visited there. There was, I think, 40 looms. Now, those were looms from like the 1940s, 1950s. They only had one running in the building, and that one loom alone was literally, you could feel the whole building shake when it was running. They said that for safety reasons, they could not run all of the looms at one time. So you can imagine the noise. It was extremely loud, and the vibrations and everything. But those were huge mills that were developed later on. But Slater Mill was the original mill that was developed. And the man who brought this technology over, again, was Samuel Slater. And he used a technology that was developed by a man named Richard Arkwright. And it was using the water power from the river. So I'm going to kind of briefly explain what it is you're going to see. A water power works similar to how a spinning wheel works. If you are familiar with the spinning wheel, you've got a treadle at the bottom, which in turn has a crank which turns a wheel, and that wheel turns the band which spins the bobbin. A water wheel works very similar. So, and ignore my drawing here because it's really bad, but here's a water wheel. A water wheel has a shaft that comes out of it. The river turns the water. There's a shaft that comes out. The shaft turns another shaft at the top, which spins this direction. So this is coming in and spinning this way. It turns a shaft which turns this way, which then runs these leather belts that run from the main shaft to whatever piece of equipment. In this case, it could be a loom, it could be a spinner, which would be spinning the yarn itself. It could be a piece of like a lathe for carpentry or any kind of machinery. So these leather belts then spin a gear, and that gear goes down and in turn runs the piece of equipment that you're trying to do. So at Slater Mill, like I said, you're going to see 3 buildings. The oldest one is going to be the yellow wooden building. That's the one that dates to 1793. It's now a visitor center, And then you're going to see a stone building. That's where the water wheel currently is. Now in the pictures that you're going to see, the water wheel was not moving because the year we were there, in fact, you'll see the water is kind of green. There was a drought the year we were there, and so as a result, there wasn't enough water to run the wheel. So there's algae in the mill run at that point. So that's why the water looks like it's green in the picture. They couldn't demonstrate the water wheel working because of that. And then the last building that you're going to see is called the Sylvanus Brown House, which was built in 1758. And that is, it's a real cute, like colonial looking house. That was actually moved to the site in 1960. And it was just a typical pre-industrial revolutionary house. And when we went in there, there was all different types of spinning wheels and drop spindles, things like that were in there. So that being said, I'm going to roll the footage, and like I said, it was taken in 2012. So it's just some pictures, but you'll get a better picture of what I was explaining in those pictures. So now we are on to day 21. I'm going to open Jane's first, and there's something inside, but I can't tell what it is, but I can see something in there. I think it might be another pair of earrings. Let's look. And it is. It's actually, the earrings are actually hooked into the yarn. Let me see if I can get them out here. There we go. Okay, here is the yarn, and it's orange, and it has gold. You can see the sparkles. It has gold sparkles in it. And here are the earrings. Let's see if I can hold them up on my fingers so you can see them. They're white roses. And they are cut out of wood. So there you can see those. Aren't those pretty? So thank you very much, Jane. So I look forward to wearing those. And today's from me is, it is Knit Picks Chroma, and the color is called Sedona. And the fiber content, it is a 70% superwash wool, a 30% nylon. So, and Chroma yarn is a single ply. There you can see it. It is a single ply and it's variegated. You can see it has some kind of pinks, and then it goes to oranges. I seem to remember these were like kind of southwest colors, kind of desert type of colors. There you can see a little bit more. I don't know if it changes color more. Oh yeah, and it turns to a yellow. You can see there's a yellow inside the yarn there, so you can see some of the colors. I actually used Chroma that was in a pink color. I don't remember what it was called anymore. And I made a shawl out of it years ago. So it's actually very, very soft. And it looks almost like they were meant to go together. How about that? So that is my video for today. Make sure you come back again tomorrow for day 21. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you then. Bye, everybody.